Welcome to This Explainer. I am so excited to jump into this today because we are tackling something that is absolutely fundamental to human psychology. Have you ever wondered why there's sometimes this just massive gap between what we intend to do and what we actually end up doing? You know the feeling, right? It's that timeless, almost universal struggle of trying to align our everyday actions with our very best intentions. Well, today, we are exploring a profoundly insightful text that diagnoses this exact human condition. We're going to break down the mechanics of temptation, we'll look at the hidden dangers of trusting ourselves just a little too much, and, most importantly, we'll talk about how to build a real defense strategy for when the pressure is on. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the eager spirit.
Let's look at a piece of ancient wisdom that perfectly captures the internal tug-of-war we all face. Matthew 26:41 offers this incredible advice. Keep on the watch and pray continually, so that you may not enter into temptation. This single sentence is literally profound. It zeroes in on that exact critical moment when our genuinely good motives meet the harsh, uncompromising pressure of the real world. And notice something important here. It doesn't just tell us to try harder. It gives us a highly specific active directive. Keep on the watch. It recognizes that temptation isn't just something you passively resist. It's something you have to actively, constantly guard against. And this brilliantly illustrates the core conflict Jesus recognized. On one hand, we have the eager spirit. This represents our good motives, our confident determination. It's that powerful feeling when you make a firm resolution and you truly, deep down, mean it. But then, you have to contrast that with the weak flesh, our inherent, very human vulnerability to pressure, stress, and fear. Jesus deeply understood this dichotomy. He knew there was a vast distance between our well-meaning, eager minds and our incredibly vulnerable physical and emotional state.
Which brings us to Section 2, the danger of overconfidence.
Because Jesus understood our imperfect condition so perfectly, his words carry a direct and, frankly, sobering warning for all of us. Beware of overconfidence. Simply having good motives, it's just not enough to survive extreme pressure. You can literally have the best intentions in the entire world, but if you rely strictly on that confidence and fail to recognize your own human frailty, you are absolutely setting yourself up for failure. Overconfidence is the ultimate blind spot where temptation just loves to hide.
To really ground this concept, let's walk through the timeline of that fateful night of Jesus' arrest. First, Jesus issues this exact warning to his closest friends. Second, the disciples react with incredibly bold claims of loyalty. As recorded in Matthew 26:35, they confidently express their determination to stick by their master no matter what. And they meant it. Their motives were totally pure. But then comes the third step, the ultimate test. The harsh reality of the situation just crashes down on them. They honestly didn't realize how quickly those bold claims could dissolve.
Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 3, the disciples' failure. Pause to consider this for a second. When Jesus was actually arrested, did they stick by him or did they give in to the temptation to flee? Put yourself in their shoes for a moment. It's late at night, there's the sudden, terrifying chaos of an armed crowd, there's an immediate real threat to their own lives. How quickly do you think those good intentions and that bold confidence weakened under that kind of sudden, intense pressure?
So the crucial point is stark and dramatic. They abandoned Jesus. Caught entirely off guard, Matthew 26:56 records that the very people who just hours earlier had forcefully declared their unwavering loyalty did exactly what they said they would never do. They fled. Their overconfidence had completely masked their unreadiness for the reality of the trial.
And this brings us to a really vital definition of temptation. It's the intense pressure that causes good motives to collapse due to the weakness of the flesh. The disciples' overconfidence blinded them to this reality. But it's absolutely crucial that we look at their failure with relatable empathy rather than harsh judgment. Let's be real, we've all been there, in our own ways. Their motives were genuinely good. They weren't bad people. They just profoundly underestimated the blinding power of sudden temptation and pressure.
Moving on to Section 4, keep on the watch. Let's talk about the solution.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how it distills into a clear, actionable defense strategy. If you want to prevent your eager spirit from failing when the pressure hits, you need these three pillars. Number 1, beware of overconfidence. Really acknowledge your vulnerabilities. Number 2, keep on the watch. This means staying spiritually and mentally alert, kind of anticipating where you might be tested rather than being caught completely off guard like the disciples were. And number 3, pray continually. It's a humble acknowledgement that our own strength, our own flesh, is weak, and we need ongoing support to bridge that gap between our good motives and our actions.
Bringing our explainer full circle today, let's look at the second half of Matthew 26:41. The spirit, of course, is eager, but the flesh is weak. These words are just so rich with meaning. They are wonderfully empathetic. Jesus validates that our spirits are eager, that we truly deeply want to do the right thing. But at the exact same time, it's an urgent, highly practical warning about our human vulnerability. It's a call to balance our good intentions with serious vigilance.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you relying solely on your good intentions, or are you actively staying vigilant? Remember, the greatest defense against the weakness of the flesh isn't just a stronger resolution. It's a humble, watchful mind. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating subject today. For more information, please visit jw.org. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon to get notifications for new explainers. Keep your spirit eager, but stay on the watch.